Lights, camera, action. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Take 17. Today's episode is one we have been very excited for because we have two incredible, talented guests with us, Karthikeya and Skanda from season 2 and season 3 Telugu Indian Idol. Both of them have truly stolen our hearts with their incredible voices and dynamic performance. They're here to share their music, stories, and their secret to shine. Before we jump right into it, let me take a moment to congratulate both of you with the competition you have gone through all the way till the final. So, congratulations to you all. That's a huge accomplishment. So, let's jump right into it. Skanda, starting with you, one of your earliest memories of singing, and was there a particular moment in childhood where you felt music was something which you wanted to pursue?
I come from a music family, and we had a lot of instruments at home. Nobody in my family knew that, thought that I would be able to sing because I used to shout at home and all of that. So, slowly I picked up the violin when I was 4.5, and I started playing the mridangam, tabla, drums. Uh, First, I was forced into music. I was dragged, but then later I realized music has dragged me, and the interest and that passion was always there because everybody at home used to sing or play some other instrument, and then I decided to pursue music. Yeah.
Awesome.
Karthikeya, what about? I'm sure all of your fans are dying to know how you started. And like, did you also grow up in a musical family like him?
No, my family wasn't like a professionally musical family and all.
Okay.
I would say my mother's side of the family is a bit more musical. So my grandmother, my mother's mother, was really fond of music. She used to be a singer, my grandmother.
Yeah,
so she used to be a singer.
mentioned this in the show, right?
She actually came to the show as well.
Yeah,
So she was a very good singer. So back then, so she used to sing songs to my mom, and my mom also used to sing very well.
Yeah.
But my mom couldn't pursue music. But then she wanted me to be a musician since I was born. When I was born itself, she wanted me to be a musician only. So then, when I was around 5 years old, she put me into a music class. I didn't want to go at all. I didn't want to go at all. I wanted to play outside with my friends and all. But she forced me into a music class, and I was crying. I didn't want to go. So 2 3 weeks, it just went on like that. And then I was interested in the music class. I made friends there,
Yeah.
and that's when I started singing. My mother didn't really want put me into any instrument or something like that. I started off directly as a singer, but then when as I was growing, when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, I started getting interested into instruments like the piano, the guitar, and that's when I started learning piano, and I did grades in piano, and piano was a huge part of my life, part of my musical journey as well. So that's how my musical journey started.
It would
So-
help greatly with your vocals as well, right? When
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know a couple instruments.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what I think he also
Yeah.
mentioned. Instruments really, really help a lot. And so my mother was a great inspiration for me to begin my musical journey. So that's how it started.
So, coming to the show, which you both have been, so how did you guys start? How did you guys start? How did you get to know about the show? Like, how did you want to be part of the show? And during the show, of course, there was a lot of challenges all the way till the finals, which you guys made it. So, can you share a few interesting stories or the journey in the Telugu Indian Idol?
So this is my first ever. It was my first ever reality show, and so when season 2 happened, I felt that there was great talent, and I could show what I had, right? Because Taman sir and Karthik sir, big musicians, right? And I just wanted to show I wanted to test myself. I wanted to see how capable I am and how the other singers are, because when you don't, I felt I shouldn't go to any reality show or something in the start, but then now I realize that just to understand how capable you are, I think you have to go to such competitions, because you know how other people are singing, you can learn from them and all of that. And Yeah, I mean, so we had many challenges because we had many themes. Every week there was a new theme, there was a guest. We had to choose songs, and on the whole, it was very fun. And if I have to, uh, you know, one word low, Indian Idol experience, if I have to express, I would say it was a big learning. Yeah.
Actually, when Indian Idol happened, before Indian Idol, when I was around in sixth grade or something like that, I was part of Karthikeya. So that was the legendary SPB's show. So I was a very small kid. I was around in sixth grade. So that was my first reality show experience.
Were you intimidated at that time at such a young age, right?
Yeah, but I was so young. I was so young. I didn't know who SPB was. I didn't know what such a, he was such a legend. But then later on, I got to know, wow, like.
And then you go back and see
Yeah,
that
I go back and see, and I was really happy that I met him. And during that time also, he was really fond of children, so it was a very good experience. So from Parthathiga to Indian Idol, there was a big bit of a break, right? So in that time, I learned a lot. I grew up. So when Indian Idol finally happened, wanted to audition obviously because I have already seen the first season.
Yeah.
And first season was really inspiring for me. Like all the contestants were very good. The show's format itself was very interesting. So I was like, let's audition just for fun. Like let's see what happens. And nothing was serious.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
intent as well. I never went into the show with that sense of that I have to go to the finals or I have to win the show.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go and just experience this, learn from other singers and other people.
And for any musician, I think being in such an environment is rewarding in itself, right? You get to collaborate with so many
Yes.
people
Yeah.
and everything.
So actually, I auditioned for the season 1 as well. So in season 1, I auditioned, but then I had my board exams during that time, so I didn't go through that. I was like, okay, let's do it next time. It's
Struggle
fine.
of every school.
I was in 10th grade, so I had my board exams. I was like, okay, not now, we'll do it later, nothing serious. So next time when it came also, I was like, just for fun, let's. I didn't even think of getting selected. and
So
all.
first season you got selected?
Yeah, I got selected.
Oh,
but
so
I
you-
didn't go after
okay,
that
okay.
because I had my board exams and all. So then I was like, you know what, it's fine. Then when second season happened, again I went for the audition similarly, but nothing serious. Then I went through the audition and my audition song was really well. It went really well.
Yeah, it was.
So that the judges really liked it, and that's how the journey started. And I couldn't really believe that I was being part of such a beautiful show, such an amazing opportunity that I've been given.
Wow.
But then that journey went on until the finals. That was a really amazing thing.
I think something once in a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it changed our lives completely in just those 3 months. Yeah.
So ever since Indian Idol, how has your exposure been outside, your opportunities and everything?
We're singing recordings outside. We're doing shows. Taman sir's recordings and other people's recordings. We're singing for movies.
After Indian Idol, after the first few months after Indian Idol, it's all like colorful. Everyone's calling you, and it feels very amazing. It feels different.
You have so much attention from everywhere,
exactly.
right?
And once slowly we got opportunities for recordings from Taman sir and other music directors as well.
Yeah.
And I got to sing a lot of shows here and there. I got to travel in India itself to different places to sing, and so that was really amazing. And through our social media as well, we could connect to a lot of people who listened to our songs and appreciated us a lot. That gave us a lot of confidence, I feel.
When you're talking about social media, you both got like a crazy following and already fan accounts for both your names.
So that all felt very good and different because we didn't experience that at all. So suddenly to feel that, it felt really nice. And just looking back at the performances that we did in Indian Idol, it feels very happy, and also you keep evolving as a musician over
keep
time.
encouraging
So
us.
you feel like, oh, this could have been better.
Yeah.
I could have done this better and all.
that's always
that happens all the time. Yeah.
The both of you I'm sure you had many unforgettable moments in Indian Idol, and along with that, you had a lot of celebrity encounters as well, right? So, and they called you Junior Anirudh and the Rockstar and everything in your season, and you know, you had interactions with DSP sir, and you also got to you got to sing for Rashmika ma'am, something that you composed on your own with Keshav Garu and everything. So how was that experience?
So when we so Rashmika Mandana is my favorite actress. And
So it was a fanboy moment.
yeah. So the moment we knew that she was coming, I was full excited. And then so they were just asking who is, who likes Rashmika. And I was like, me. And then slowly, so we start our song selection around Wednesday or something. So all of that was done, and then a few days prior to the shoot, they asked me to compose something for her with Keshav, and we were like, we were even more excited
Yeah.
because okay, first of all, my goal is not to become just a singer. It's to be a music director, and I felt this was a very good platform for me to showcase whatever music a talent I have as a music director as well. So and then we started. We completed the song in 2 hours. We programmed it the whole night, and yeah, it probably because of the excitement, it was done like this.
It was very catchy as well. Like you can still Tana Pere Rashmika.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so as you said, we had a lot of celebrity encounters from the beginning of the show itself. Our first episode itself began with Balaya Garu. So that was unbelievable. Like the first episode itself, he came and the energy he just displayed on the set was unbelievable. And he used to talk to us like we are his friends, childhood friends or something like that. He's very nice. So from then, different celebrities came onto the show, like Nani Garu, and then my biggest, most special moment out of all the episodes was with DSP Garu, obviously, and that was when Mr. Chandrabose Garu came to the show. So when that happened, I sang Yenta Sakka Gunave. So that song is DSP Garu's song from the movie Rangasthalam. So that song came out really well, and everyone really loved that song on the set as well. Like Taman Garu, Karthik sir, Geeta ma'am, and even Chandrabose Garu really liked that song. And the most surprising thing for me was when both Karthik Garu and Taman sir immediately sent a video of me singing to DSP Garu, and I couldn't believe that when that happened, and that was the first unbelievable moment. But what happened was when the shoot was coming to the end, when we were like wrapping up, then they called me onto the stage again on the same day, saying that DSP Garu has sent a reply. I'm like, already, wow. like I didn't expect to even get a reply or something like that. But then he sent a reply singing the song again, and he said, wow, you sang very well, really impressed by your performance. And DSP Garu, since my childhood, he is one of my favorite music composers.
Yeah.
And for a lot of Telugu people, he's like a
We grew up with
staple
his
music
music,
director.
yeah.
So yeah, when he sent a message about me singing, like from such a big musician, and it felt very happy.
Wow.
On top of these two surprises, the other third surprise was when he came to the show itself. So like it was like back to back surprises for me with DSP Garu, and he also gifted me his jacket which says Rockstar on the back of it, and it went like a dream. It was like a completely a dream.
Awesome.
And yeah, I felt really happy, and it's one of the most cherishable moments of my life. Yeah.
So did you get go to the concert the other day?
Yeah, I've been to the concert, obviously.
Awesome.
yeah. So DSP Garu is always one of the most favorite music directors, and it felt very happy to be
Nice.
like noticed by him.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So during the show, you would have spent so much of time with the instrumentalist also. So, and especially considering both of you as instrumentalists, was there some new learning from someone you had during the show?
So first of all, I'd say the musicians in our show, the band, they are literally the backbone of everything. Because, I mean, in other shows, there are wonderful bands, but the thing is, playing a song as it is, right? Like the original.
Yeah.
It's very tough to play the actual tones, to use all that, to spend a lot of time. So I think we were very inspired because our band, it's called Sai Band, and Sai Anna, who's the main keyboard player, he knows literally every instrument you can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you name an instrument, he'll play it, and he was a big inspiration for all of us. Um, so he had many ideas. He was open for us to share ideas with him, to change and improvise, and we had a lot of fun. And me being a violinist, Kamakshi, who was the
Yeah.
violin player in their band, we both had played a lot of we jammed together. Uh, she would play something, I would play something,
Oh, wow.
and we had interacted a lot.
That's nice.
And yeah, they were absolutely inspiring. That's the thing. Yeah.
Who was the funnest person on set? Like, did you make any connections?
Taman sir.
Yeah, Taman sir is too much fun on set. Like you don't get to see the entire fun that he makes on the set in the actual episode, but he's too much fun on the set.
Luckily, we sometimes we meet outside as well. Right?
Yeah.
You know, he calls for his cricket matches. He plays a lot of cricket. He
yeah.
loves cricket. So when he plays, he calls us.
Very nice.
That's a completely different side of him. He's too good.
Yeah, and we both actually. I mean, I played with him in his match once, and he also played.
I also played with.
Oh,
So we
so
both
that was.
we both got the opportunity to play with him.
Oh,
A
wow.
cricket match also.
Oh, that's.
So that's how it worked. And coming back to the musicians, Sayana and band, I was literally blown away by their talent that they have and the coordination that they have, and it's just like the music that they possess is on a different level. And first of all, Sayana being the leader of the band, he can literally play anything. Like he can touch an instrument and he can play it.
Wow.
He's that good. And the creativity that they have, the musical brain that they have, all of them is just amazing. And I got to learn a lot from Sai Anna, Pavan Anna. So the
Amazing
drummer.
drums. Yeah.
So yeah. So Pavan Anna is also they're super jovial. They talk to us very like we're friends and all.
Yeah.
And they always accept whatever ideas we put to them, and they accept our ideas and they give their own ideas and they make the structure of our performance.
Wow.
So whatever song we present on the stage, a huge part of it is also because of the musicians, also because they help us a lot, and musicians inspired us to learn a lot from them, and we can look up to them and be like, okay, this is the amount of knowledge in music that you can have. This is the amount of knowledge that you need to possess. This is like perfection.
Right.
So through that I learned a lot, and when I performed with either the guitar or the piano, I learned a lot from the musicians. Sayana taught me a lot on the piano, how to play it along in my performance, how to inculcate the piano into the performance seamlessly.
That's nice.
So that was one of the biggest moments in my life where I could see such professional, such amazing musicians so close together, because we see different top class musicians performing live, but we never really get to interact with them directly.
Right.
But to see such perfectionists, such professionalists,
Or understand even how they do it.
Understand how they do it
Yeah.
in such a close way was really, really amazing. The entire band is really nice and they helped us a lot.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I was always inspired by the band, but when I sang Abhinetri from Mahanati, I was blown away because there's a lot of instrumentation, right? And the thing is, they make the tones. I mean, you get the tones ready-made, but they make each tone. Making the tone is, for example, the trumpet sound, for example. So when you have a trumpet sound, you get all the presets, but they make them, they sample them, and that takes a lot of time, and that needs one of the biggest musical brains ever, right?
And even the production equipment should also
Yeah. So I was blown away by that.
And I feel they built that over the years of them performing, they evolved and built that catalog of sounds, as he said, or or the tones. They built that over the time of performing. Since I think they've been performing for a long time, and through over the years they built that, and now they are such amazing professionalists. Yeah.
And the both of you as well, you didn't just stick to okay the singing competition, so we'll just sing and go. You brought your instruments and in the limited time that you just told me that you get a very small time to prepare and everything. So in that you have to perfect your vocals because that's the point that they're gonna judge on. But you also played your instruments, that well. So and that needs a separate concentration for that, right?
Yeah, so when I played the violin, the generally we use the violin in the BGMs, right? Between the Pallavi and the Charnam. So when I'm singing,
It had a solo. You had.
Yeah, so I have to put all my concentration on the vocals. That part is done. When I picked up the violin, I have to put all my concentration there. But switching from the violin to again vocals was the toughest thing. That was one of the biggest challenges for me. Yeah.
So I played both the piano and the guitar
Yeah.
on the show, and actually after season 1, when I came on to season 2, like in season 1 there was no like this instrument integration into the performance and all, but then when I came into season 2, they interview you like before you come into the show, just to know what you do, how do you become a singer and all, before even the show starts. This is all behind the scenes. So when they asked me questions, I told I play both the guitar and the keyboard, and that's when I was the first person to play an instrument on the stage of Telugu Indian Idol. So that's the first time I was the first person to play an instrument there, and because when you play a piano or a guitar, you're playing while you're singing.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can prepare them separately.
Yeah.
So, but then what I used to do during the practice time was always focus on the vocals mainly, because it's a singing show at the end of the day. And then when I was confident with my song, I used to work on the guitar or the piano and look up the original song's progression or the chords or everything, and then prepare myself at the later part of the preparation. So first main focus was on the singing, on the vocals itself. And one of my favorite performances when I sang Samaja Vargamana while playing the keyboard. So I was super nervous because I prepared the song, I prepared the vocal, everything, but then I didn't have much time to prepare for the piano. So that
I played the violin. It was my audition song.
I saw.
Yeah, and I played the violin. And it was my first ever reality show, and the audition day, and I was nervous, very excited as well. But when I had to play the violin in the BGMs, especially in the original song, there's the violin. Right, and then you have to switch immediately. I was like, gone.
And it's wonderful how we sang the same song, Samajaga, even I sang different instruments. So it's a nice coincidence.
It was one of your most appreciated performances as well, right?
Yeah, because it's Taman Sir's song. It's a national award-winning song. He got a national level for that album, and I was super scared. But then Sayana helped me through the entire piano, how we are going to go about it, and we sang we did the song in a different way as well. We did it in a different, like the movie version of it, not the original version of it. So that helped me a lot. So that was one of the instances where both the instrument and the vocal had to come together really well, and luckily Taman sir really liked that song as well.
Yeah, so other than the instrumentation, obviously, in the time that you get, you need to first you have to decide the song. That is the first step. After that, you need to work on your dynamics, your breath control, your intonation, and all of that. Intonation comes first, of course. But how do you go about all of that? Do you do it step by step? Do you have someone there to make sure you're doing it well?
So basically, when we get a song, there's a panel which selects the song, and we also give our options and all. We have vocal mentors. They're very helpful because when you listen to a song, you listen with a perspective. You listen to it and you try to sing it with your capabilities and with what you have. But when you have a critic who is very good at, they're very good singers as well, right? Our mentors. Um, for us, they were Shrideep and Madhav, and wonderful people, very very friendly and all, and excellent singers. And when they tell you something, it actually made an impact on our performance, because as I said, when you listen to a song, you listen with a perspective, and that perspective is yours. But when you have such a good critic, the whole thing changes. And they helped us a lot. We used to practice first. We used to sing in front of them. They used to tell us what to do. So they also played a very important role in improvising the song with the band. So I sang many alaps before the song started. That was my idea with the band and with the mentors.
Wow.
So it used to be like a collective decision. If they didn't want to do it, it would be a no. If the mentors didn't want to do it, if I didn't want to do it,
So these mentors were common for all the contestants?
yes, yes. So we had our rooms. We stay in a hotel. So we practice in our room. We go to our dedicated music room. We sing in front of them. They give us changes. We practice. We sing. We practice, and yeah,
Wow.
that's how.
Very nice.
Yeah, it happened.
That's nice.
And yeah, as you said, we had the same mentors, Madhav, Srideep and Harsha. No? All three of them were huge helping people. They helped us a lot in all of our performances. And in a way, before we performed in front of the actual judges, they were our judges behind the screen. So they used to tell everything. It's like having a mock exam paper before you write the original exam.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. And during song selection as well, there's a theme, and the theme depends on the judge or depends on a special guest or something like that. So once the theme is decided, we pitch a few songs. Some songs are pitched by our mentors. Some songs come from AHA itself.
Because they know your voice well.
Yeah, because they're seeing you progress. They feel like, okay, this song will be good for you to move forward in the show.
Yeah.
So that's how it happened. And whenever a song was given to us, we used to practice, and we used to practice from our perspective, as I said. And then we would perform in front of our mentors, and they used to help us a lot because you have 2 or 3 different point of views of the same song. So that gives you a broader perspective of how the song should sound, how the song.
Each singer has his or her own strength, right?
Exactly.
So our mentors were 2-3 mentors. We had 2-3 mentors. So one mentor would be great at breath control. The other mentor would be great at dynamics. So each mentor would give their inputs, and that would help us perform better. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you get a broader range of perspectives from everyone, and that helped us a lot.
So at the same time, how do you take criticism? At this stage, when you're dealing with a reality show, at a live show with so many people watching you, there's a lot of nervousness.
Correct.
And at the same time, criticism is something very important as a feedback for you to do better. At the same time, that can also, hit you somewhere, right? But
Absolutely.
how do you take it up?
That's a very good question actually, and because most of our criticism happens behind the stage itself.
Right.
Before we go onto the stage itself, our mentors give us all the criticism, all the bad things.
So they prepare you for it.
Yeah, prepare you for it. We are like, okay, this is not nice. This is absolutely rubbish. You should do it this differently. So you be.
Sitting on the,
Yeah.
the sofas before the shoot starts. We're just waiting there. Everything starts.
Yeah. So before you go onto the stage and sing in front of the judges, lot of criticism has already happened. So that was the good part of it. And even on stage, when judges tell you something, I take it as mostly as constructive criticism only because they are professional singers. We are just starting out.
Correct.
And we're not born perfectly though. So
Right.
whenever they give us any criticism or any points of improvement, we try to take it positively and try to build upon it. But absolutely, when it's a competition, you kind of feel you kind of feel a hit.
Yeah.
Because you become a bit more nervous because you want to do better every single time.
Right.
But that criticism eventually helps you
Correct.
for the next performance. It never discourages you.
Yeah.
I feel the criticism
So
at the end
something,
of the day.
one criticism or one feedback which really sticks with you till now.
One of the feedback I'll never ever forget was from Karthik Garu. He said, when you're singing a song, when you're singing a line, that same line, you should have 5 to 6 variations of the same line that you can sing. So one line is you sing it with one intonation, one line you sing with another feel, one sing you with you sing with a lot of emotion. So the same line, same word, same tune, same song, you sing. You should have 5 different styles, 5 different styles of singing that song.
I got
And
the same input from Karthik sir. So he said, you need to understand that particular line, and you should be able to present it in 5 different layers. And you should pick what you want to do. You should pick which way you are comfortable with, and which you want to sing it, which way you want to sing it in. But you should perfect all those 5 layers. That's what he said.
And it's like suppose you're going out to some party or something, and you'll have 5 different types of dresses that you want to wear. Okay, and each dress is good with itself, but what suits the party, what suits the occasion best is what you need to have all the time. You need to have different options, and what suits the best is you should be able to pick that from your arsenal and use it very well.
Otherwise, if taking the same example, if you have only one dress, you will be wearing that forever.
So that really helped us. And similarly, suppose there's a music director, he wants you to sing it in this way. That helps a lot. So if you give him options, he'll say, oh no, I want this dress, for example. So like that helps a lot. So that's a life-changing advice from Karthik Garu. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So both your styles are very unique, right? How you said, when you talk with the instruments, they suggest something, and you guys, have like a nice remix, and especially something which I remember is Chilupika, how you started it. That was very unique. So is there something, in general also in future, is there a message or emotion that you want the audience to feel from your style or from your music? Something unique to your...
I feel at the end of the day, every musician has their own style because
Correct.
everyone's voice is different, right?
Yeah.
So if I sing a song, it will be different. If Skanda sings a song, it will be different. Same song.
Right.
So because we are all born with our own style, and as we grow as musicians, as we grow as individuals, we try to shape our own singing style to what suits the best.
Right.
And apart from any competition or a performance, music is an art form. Music is not a product. It's an art form, and it has its own purity, divinity to it. Right. So when we are singing a song, when we're singing a tune, when we're singing a couple of notes, there's so much emotion, so much of soul in it, because music is such a soulful art form. So what I feel is, apart from these competition or any performance, you have to enjoy your performance first.
Right.
You have to enjoy what you're singing first. Your heart needs to feel happy when you're doing something, and you need to feel that excitement when you're performing a song, and that excitement will transcend to the audience through your song.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So suppose I'm singing a happy song, I'm singing a beautiful romantic song. If I'm feeling the same emotion while singing it, the audience, the person who is listening to it, will feel the same way. If it's a very sad song, if it's a depressing song, if I feel the same emotion, the audience will also feel the same way. So music is an emotion carrier from the artist to the audience. So I feel the emotion and the soul that a musician needs to feel first, and that will automatically come to the audience. And as we grow as musicians, I try to inculcate that as much as possible. More than your pitching, more than your rhythm skills, more than your musical technicalities, the emotion is much more important, because that's the end of the day, that's what matters the most.
Right.
Yeah.
Very well
At the
said,
end of
very
the
well
day,
said.
you can't see music, right? I mean,
Yeah.
dance you can see, art, painting, or any art form, fine arts you can see, but singing, you can't see it, right? And when you have lyric, you're just expressing lyric, and that's in a certain frequency, right? And you don't even know what to call that frequency, because you don't even know how to express that. So that's what he's saying. Emotion
Right.
and that expressing that particular word or lyric or that sentence is most important thing. And if we are able to feel it, the audience who are listening to it will also be able to feel it. Yeah.
Music in general, I think, at the end of the day, beyond just listening pleasure, it's therapeutic for so many listeners, right? It helps with emotional stress and mental health and all of those things. And you've also spoken about it in your TED talk.
Yeah.
And I'm sure even for you, for everyone, for that matter, at some point in your life, you're a little low. Maybe not in a huge way. In the most subtle ways ever, it helps you, overcome certain situations in life and just prepare you mentally so many times, right? In your season, I'm sure Shruti Garu was planning to pursue music therapy. I remember in one of the episodes, right? So, how do you all relate with that?
Yeah, actually, you mentioned Shruti Akka. Shruti
Yeah.
Akka was really into music therapy and pursuing because she was a doctor as well.
Yeah.
And music is, as you said, is really therapeutic to many people. And we're all human beings. So at one point of time, everyone feels low. Even when I felt low, and during sometimes I try to listen to music that helps me come out of that sadness or that depression. And because I feel singers and musicians are really lucky when you're going through something, when you're sad or when you're feeling any emotion, you can express it through music,
Yeah.
and you can feel it through music when you listen to it.
Yeah.
And so in that way, you can easily be happy all the time, and that glow comes through your face when you're for all the musicians, I feel. So yeah, and so that's how music is therapeutic. It's even more therapeutic to a musician than
Yeah.
it is to a listener, normal person, I feel. And as a musician, I can say that, and it feels really, it's even more therapeutic for musicians. Yeah.
So do you
So
have
I-
anything to add on to
Yeah,
that?
so at the end of the day, music is a frequency. Anything is a frequency, right? And so when I spoke about how music heals in my TED talk, when I did my little bit of research, what I've understood is everything, any frequency when it hits right, it affects. So, for example, opera singing, and there's a glass, and when the vocalist matches that particular note of the glass, right? When the frequency of the glass is matched, the glass shatters. So when it hits right, it affects. So there are certain frequencies when they hit the brain, the mind, it affects, right? Because there are few ragas.
Yeah.
For example, like Pantuvrali, there's a raga called Pantuvrali, where when you listen to it, you just get depressed. And there are ragas like Kalyani or Mohana. When you listen to them, there's some joy. You experience joy. So those ragas are basically moods, and those moods are frequencies. So when they hit right, they affect.
Yeah. And because we both are trained in Carnatic classical music and we know a lot about ragas, I would like to say that there's so many thousands of ragas in Carnatic music, and for every emotion in our human life, there is a particular mood, particular tone, and particular raga that is there. Like every time, like if we're happy, we're not completely happy.
Yeah.
If we're sad, we're not completely sad.
Yeah.
Right? It's a mixture of different emotions, and so that's why classical music is so beautiful in itself. It's so pure that it comes from nature itself. That there's a raga for every particular mood in human being's life. So classical music helped really a lot for us both in our
Since
musical
you
journey.
mentioned ragas, something I wanted to share. Malahari also, apparently Mala is dirt or destruction or something. Hari is removing of that. So they use Malahari to cure some ailments as well, apparently.
When Todi, when you present Todi, like however it's supposed to be, like perfectly,
Yeah.
apparently it heals all ailments in your body. Yeah, so that frequency correctly hits everything, and there are many ragas which really affect. That's why you see many patients listening to chalisa or songs, and it heals cancer patients and all of that. Yeah.
So it's amazing how music can touch lives so deep,
Yeah.
and for listeners, I think it's a beautiful reminder how music is just beyond listening pleasure, and how it can also help you cure your illness, or something, your emotions, and something very expressive in a thought. So in closing, thank you so much for both of you for taking time of your busy schedules now. Yeah. So Skanda and Karthikeya, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your journeys, your laughs, and your insights with us. We wish you both all the very best in the future and hope you guys can continue to enrich your styles and keep, sharing music to the world.
It was a pleasure talking to both of you. And whatever your projects are next, we're always there. We're here to support you all. And it's a joy watching you all grow.
Thank you so much for inviting us both for this wonderful interview. It was very nice, and I felt very happy to be along with Skanda on this one, and because I could relate to him a lot when I watched him on stage.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for inviting us both.